Chapter began with Zenitsu said, "The special training began." It was called Hashira training. Those ranked lower than the Hashira trained with them, one after the other. Hashira usually didn't train anyone but their Tsuguko protected, simply because they were too busy. In addition to providing security for large regions, the Hashira had many other responsibilities, including gathering information on demons and training to further improve their own skills. However, after Nezuko conquered the sun, demon appearances stopped completely. It was like the calm before a storm, but as a result, the Hashira could do their security activities at night and focus on training during the day. That's what I heard. Tanjiro said, "Really? That's amazing." Zenitsu said, "It's not amazing at all. It's awful. It's hell. Who thought up such a thing? They should just die." Tanjiro said, "Sparring with someone ranked higher than you is a quick way to improvement. When you face a stronger opponent, you absorb it and get stronger yourself." "Seriously?" Zenitsu said angrily. "If you like the idea so much, then you and I are no longer friends as of right now. It's okay for you. You're still healing, so you get to just sleep all warm and cozy. But I have to go to train now. Do you know how that feels?" Tanjiro said, "Oh, Zenitsu, I forgot to say it, but thanks." Zenitsu said loudly, "Don't speak to me." Tanjiro said, No, wait. In the fight against that upper rank 4, when I could barely stand, I used a trick you taught me for thunder breathing to cut off the demon's head. Of course, I couldn't do it as fast as you, but I'm truly thankful. That's how connections with other people help you get through tight spots. So everything you learn in Hashira training will pay off for you in the future." Zenitsu blushingly said, "You jerk, don't think saying that changes my mood." He perked up. "Good." Then Tanjiro Crow started to push him, and Tanjiro said, "What did you do that for? That's mean." "I'm bleeding," Crow said. "A letter from the master, read it right away." Zenitsu said, "Oh, please, without me, no one could do anything." Tanjiro said, "A letter for me? He went to all that trouble? Wow, I wonder what it is." Then, scene shift to the training ground, and Uzui said, "You're late! You're late! What are you doing? I don't get you guys. For one thing, you're completely out of shape, even when it comes to simply running. If you're this slow, beating an upper-ranked demon is just a pipe dream. Enough! Enough! Stop licking the ground. It isn't break time yet. Get back to running. Hashira training. First trial total losers. You're worthless. Total losers. Hashira training begins with grueling basic physical fitness workouts with Uzui, followed by lessons from Mitsuri Kanroji in hellish flexibility and Muchiro Tokido in high-speed movement. Next comes swordsmanship with the serpent Hashira, then lessons in making infinite strikes with the wind. Hashira and strength training with the stone, Hashira, sparring with corps members one after another for hours on end, should further improve the Hashira's physical strength as well. If this raises the heart rate and body temperature, making it possible to manifest the mark, that would also be ideal. Those who already have the mark train to maintain their mark condition, and immediately sharing what's been learned among all corps members raises the overall strength of the corps itself in preparation for the coming fight, except for one man. Tanjiro said, "Excuse me, Tomioka." "Hello there. Pardon me. Giyu, it's me, Tanjiro Kamado," Giyu said. "Hello? Well, I'm coming in. No, he must mean he's leaving. I must have misheard. Tanjiro came in and Giyu don't know what to do," Tanjiro said. "Anyway, that's how we're all training?" Giyu said. "I know," Tanjiro said. "Oh, you knew? Good. In 7 days, I'll have permission to return to active duty. Will you give me lessons?" Giyu said. "No," Tanjiro said. "Why not? You smell a little angry. What are you mad about?" Giyu said, "I'm angry that you didn't fully master water breathing. You were supposed to become the water, Hashira." Tanjiro said, "I'm sorry about that, but I talked to Urokodaki. He said that it isn't unusual to change the breathing you use or to give birth to a new style, and that water breathing techniques are especially close to the basics, so they give rise to many new styles." Giyu said, "Don't say that. There's currently no water Hashira. Someone must fill that role as soon as possible." Tanjiro said, "There's no water Hashira. What about you, Giyu?" Giyu replied, "I'm not the water Hashira." Tanjiro looked confused, and Giyu said, "Now go, Tanjiro. How are your injuries?" The scene shift to the Kagaya Ubuyashiki mansion, and Kagaya said, "Unfortunately, I'm unable to move. I want to speak with Giyu, but I don't think he can. This is an incredibly important time. Would you please talk to Giyu? We must all come together and do our best. He always turns his back and goes it alone. Help him face forward. Will you be persistent when you talk to him? Tanjiro said, I will. Tanjiro took the master's words at face value. He hung around Giyu night and day and talked all the time. He talked ceaselessly. Giyu was perplexed. Would this go on for the rest of his life? If he spoke to Tanjiro, then would the boy leave him alone? 4 days later. Giyu gave in. Giyu said, I haven't passed final selection. Tanjiro said, Huh? Final selection? At the mountain with wisteria flowers? Giyu said, That's right, that year. There was a boy like me who had lost family to the demons. His name was Sabito. He had flesh-colored hair. We took the final selection together. We were both 13 years old, the same age and alone. We quickly bonded. Sabito had a strong sense of justice and was a kind boy. He was also the only one to die in final selection that year. He killed all the demons on that mountain almost single-handedly, and yet everyone but him passed. I was injured by the first demon that attacked, and I fell into a daze. Sabito came to my aid. He entrusted me to another boy and left in the direction of voices calling for help. The next thing I knew, final selection was over. I had somehow survived the 7 days of final selection and passed. But can you really say that someone who hadn't defeated a single demon and had to be saved by someone else actually passed? I'm not worthy of becoming the water Hashira. I can't even stand shoulder to shoulder with the Hashira. I'm different from them. I don't deserve a place in the Demon Slayer Corps. Tanjiro looked emotional. Have a Hashira give you lessons. That would be best. I won't manifest the mark. Although Sabito might have don't bother with me anymore, it's a waste of your time. The chapter finished. If you like my content, then you can subscribe to my channel for daily Demon Slayer manga video.